I'm so excited to have my very first guest interview. This is Megan Burrow.
Hello.
She's my go-to friend, especially in this season of life, because she's got a son who is 4 months younger than Shepherd. We were pregnant at the same time.
So fun.
We were in a small group together, still are. So we just kind of got to experience this whole first time parenting thing together. And I have to recommend it to you guys. If you have a baby or multiple babies, find that girl in your life that you can just do life with during this season, because only you can understand the things that you're going through in every season. And if you can find someone else who you can just be really candid with and honest with and share those things with, there is nothing like it.
Nothing better. I mean, to go off of what Shelby said, she has been such an amazing part of my journey into motherhood. I really think that there is no way to explain it. She's just been, someone that I've really felt like I could trust, and I could say anything and there's no judgment, and we can laugh about our mistakes and we can call each other and we're like, oh my gosh, I just did this or that, and she can say, I did that too. It's okay. So like she said, find somebody. I mean, this is not meant to do alone, and it's so great to have such a good friend that you can count on during this time.
So I wanted Megan to be my first guest because we see each other like on a weekly basis. Sometimes we do 2-a-days. Like we'll see each other in the morning with our kids, and then we'll do nap time, and then we'll go do something.
We're like, we need this.
Yeah. Sometimes it's required.
Yeah.
So I wanted her to be my first guest because she's my go-to girl. But also because I want to kind of start a series of videos called I'm That Mom. And I want to shine some light on, you see that term thrown around. People are saying, I don't want to be that mom who fill in the blank. Well, why not? Why don't you want to be that mom? What's so wrong with being that mom? Be that mom. If it's something that feels right to you, be that mom. Well, I'm that mom in a lot of respects. Like, I'm that mom who over-documents her child and puts him all over Facebook and Instagram.
I love it.
And you know too much about my child, probably more than you want to know, but that's just how it's going to be. I'm that mom, and I'm not apologizing for it. There are other things that I do that I'm that mom, but I'll get into that later. And Megan is that mom who has a hard time leaving her kiddo with someone else.
Can't quite cut the cord.
Megan, tell me a little bit about why that's difficult for you.
Well, just to give a little background. So when Shelby and I were pregnant, so a million years ago, I texted her and said, I found this really good place that we should send our future children to, and sent her like the link or the Facebook group or something, and she totally jumped on board right away after she had Shepherd. I think it was like, 10 months?
He
11?
started at 9 months. And
9 months, okay.
And I have to say, it's something that hadn't even crossed my mind, Mother's Day out. And I was like, oh.
But I'm kind of obsessive, and I like to plan ahead. So I was already looking into future childcare. Even though I knew at that point that I was probably going to stay home, I just knew that me being the way that I am, I'm pretty independent and I like my alone time, and I didn't think I could spend every waking moment with someone else. Like, I thought that I would need a break. And so I was already assuming that that was going to be how I felt. So I started looking into Mother's Day Out programs. And honestly, I came from a world that you sent your kids to Mother's Day Out. And so I thought that is what I'm supposed to do. And I thought that Turner needed that to be socially equipped. And so anyway, so I texted Shelby and I was like, I found this place, we should go, we should check it out. And Shelby did it.
So again, our kids are 4 months apart. Shepherd's 4 months older than Turner. And so the soonest they accepted children, I think, was 9 months. But whatever it was, that's when Shepherd went. He went as soon as he was able, because by that time I realized, wow, I am so ready for Mother's Day Out. I'm ready for a break. And I remember even thinking, like, asking around, when did you send your child to Mother's Day Out? And a lot of people said 2.
Yeah.
Like, their kids were 2. And I was like, what does that say about me? Like, I had that moment where I was like, is 9 months too early?
Right.
Fresh out of the womb, is that too early? That's just kind of how I felt. And so, but I didn't care. I did it anyway because it was best for me. And I never looked back. Like, it was good for him. It was good for me. I needed it. And that made it easier for me to just kind of cut the cord and send him.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is what Megan is getting into is she thought she would be ready in advance.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it came time.
So then after Shepherd started and Shelby told me wonderful things about this place, I was like, okay, I'm excited. You know, it's time for Turner to make that step. So he was going to be about 9 or 10 months. So this was January. And he was going to start. I had paid the deposit. I had paid a huge chunk of money to send him for like 3 months or something. And I decided in January, I went to his pediatrician's appointment, and she said, you know, I can't promise that he'll get sick, but he probably will. And then I took that as, okay, this is God telling me, you know, I don't feel peace about this. I don't feel comfortable sending him in January when it's flu season. And honestly, I was not ready. And I saw Shelby and I saw how much ease that she had about it. And I was really envious. I was like, why can't I feel like that? Why can't I just drop him off? Even like my family will say that they've offered to watch him, and I come up with excuses for them not to, because it's just hard for me to let go. We can get into this later, but I have basically spent every moment with him for the last 17 months, and this is the first real break that I've had. So anyway, January, I emailed them and I said, we're not ready. You know, can he start his first birthday? And that was in March. And we start creeping up on, and they said, of course, and then we start creeping up on March, and I started getting that gut feeling. He's not ready. I don't feel comfortable about this. So I went up to the school and I talked to them and told them that I just wasn't ready and that I didn't have a peace about it. And you know what? They were completely okay about it, and they could not have been nicer to me. They actually praised me for like following my intuition about feeling this way, and you know, because if I'm not ready, Turner's not ready, and vice versa. So I told them I will start him in the fall.
So today is Turner's first day of Mother's Day out.
Today's the first day.
She just dropped her child off at Mother's Day out. So how does that feel? So backing up a little bit, you said it's hard for you to leave him with other people, including family. So Megan has how old is he, 17 months?
17 months.
She has a 17-month-old that she has very rarely even left him with family for weekend trips or even date night or anything like that. And
One time.
And only family. if she does leave him, it's only been with family. So right now he's with a teacher that he just met on Wednesday or Tuesday. And she was saying, you know, kind of tell our audience what you told me when we got here, like what your feelings are about why you're having a little bit of a hard time with this today, or are you? How are you feeling about today?
Well, so getting up to this point, I started to get really excited because I started thinking about all that I could do. I mean, look at these roots. I haven't got my hair done in a long time because I just haven't had, you know, I haven't had anybody to watch him. And I feel guilty dropping him off. So I started to get excited, make hair appointments, dentist appointments, things that I've neglected the last 17 months that I was used to doing before. I used to get my hair done like every 8 weeks on the dot. And so I started to get that excitement, and I was making time for myself, and I started to get really excited about that. But the last few days before, I started to get this like, sick to my stomach feeling like, oh my gosh, he has never been put down for a nap by anyone but me and my husband, and just a few close family members that have watched him over the weekend, and that's it. And so I started to think, oh my gosh, this is like really hard. This is going to be a huge change for him. It's going to be a huge change for me. And I started to kind of get more vulnerable about it and upset, but I knew that I had to do this. I had to do it. I had to do it for him. I have to do it for myself. I've been really good about getting him into play dates and doing different things. I'm trying to socialize him as much as possible because as a mom, you feel so much guilt if you just keep your kid home all day, or at least I do. And I think it's healthy for him to be around other kids, other adults, and so I think that this is going to be a good opportunity. But when we dropped him off, he was actually the only kid that didn't cry. And I was really surprised by that. Maybe he's crying right now, and I just don't know it.
Has she texted you yet?
No, has she texted you?
No, I don't know. I don't know where my phone is.
I do. It's right here. Mine is.
Megan, when we were, okay, let me clear up something real quick. Turner and Shepherd are 4 months apart. They're going to the same Mother's Day out, and Turner should be in the class below Shepherd because of their age difference, but the school was so accommodating, and they knew that Shepherd and Turner are buddies, like best buddies, and they put Turner in Shepherd's class. So Turner has Shepherd, he knows him, and they are friends, so that brought Megan a lot of peace, and I think that is so cool too, that they get to be in class together. Yeah. And so when we dropped them off, Megan was talking to the teacher, and she was like, "Will you text me if anything goes wrong? Like, seriously,
I'm that mom.
If he goes crazy, if he just won't stop crying, call me. I'll come get him."
I would, and I just feel like I don't want him to think I've just dropped him off and that he's done with me and he has to survive on his own in this new place with this new person.
Yeah, this is your life now. Yeah.
This is
your life. Turner, this is your life now. These are your people.
Yeah, and I can't.
It's been real.
I feel like he's going to have... Oh, my phone just beeped. Oh.
It was not the teacher.
It was not the teacher.
We're an hour in.
We're an hour in, and she said she'd text me, but we'll just...
She promised.
She promised.
Good or bad. But what's cool about that is, she was saying, call me.
Oh, yeah,
but
she was really
sweet. Megan left, and Turner was just happy as could be, and guess who was screaming their head off? Shepherd.
It made me so sad. I've never heard Shepherd cry so hard.
I'm pretty cool. I'm a pretty good mom, and he likes me.
He just likes to be with you all the time.
Although he physically abuses me when we're together.
Yeah. Well, Turner physically abuses me too.
He pulled out like a full chunk of my hair this morning. Not okay. Like, he woke up.
Turner bit my finger last night when I was trying to check for more teeth, and it's painful.
And here we are sending our little abusive babies off to be with other babies.
Here, go abuse them.
Here's
abuse
your new teacher. Here's your new.
This is your new punching bag. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask her when I pick him up, how he abused her today. And you know what? I bet she's going to say, he was just an angel. He's just an angel.
I hope so. I hope that Turner and Shepherd do great.
Oh, they're going to be
And it looked like they had a lot of really cute friends in their class. So
yeah,
they're going to have the best time.
I'm really proud of you I know I've seen you go through this process and this journey, and mentally how it can be good. You know that it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's going to be the best thing for him.
And for you and your roots. I mean.
Oh, definitely my roots. Jessie, I'm coming for you, sister.
And, things like this. Like, this is the first time Megan and I have hung out together without kids since, remember we went to Pub W
we
and had dinner?
And that was so fun.
We went to dinner once.
How did we make that happen?
I think we just left our kids at home.
Yeah. I mean, I think I let Chopstick watch Turner because Zach's never home.
It's funny how you forget things.
Yeah.
What did I do with that? Yeah, we went to dinner, and one time in 17 months of her, 20 months for me, or 21 months for me, that we hung out without kids. Usually when we're hanging out.
Is that the only time?
Mm-hmm.
I did actually. I let Justin watch Turner one night.
That's right. So we went to a coffee place with our small group with the girls only.
Justin's her husband.
Yeah, and Justin's my husband, and Turner was like 3 months old. He
was
young. And okay, so family and my husband. She has not even left Turner with me.
I know. But she offered the other day, and I just didn't call her.
She didn't. She stood me up. I was excited to have Turner, but anyway, she left Turner with Justin. We were just down the street at the coffee place. We were having a girls' small group, and Turner and Justin and Shepherd hung out for one night, which is really,
I love that.
Yeah.
I know.
And so
Justin should feel very special.
He is special. He's got it down. He knows how to take care of these babies. But I like kind of going back to what you were saying about Discovery School, the staff there just really praising you for, if you feel something in your heart and it doesn't feel right, don't do it just because it's right for someone else. Like, it was right for me. It was easy for me. There were times when I saw how easy it was for me, and I saw how hard it was for Megan, that I was like, should this be harder for me? Like, is something wrong with me?
I was embarrassed, actually, to be honest, in January when I decided not to take Turner because it was flu season.
Well, it was.
It was.
It's legitimate.
It's legitimate, but I was almost a little embarrassed to tell Shelby what I was going to do because she said, Turner starts on Tuesday, right? Or Thursday or whatever day it was. And I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, he's not, actually. But that also shows how much our relationship's grown, too, just in the last 8 or 9 months, because now we've always been super close. This journey together has been amazing, but I really feel like the last 8 or 9 months have really bonded us. Now I feel like I'd be like, dude, I am not.
Here's what's happening. Like,
yes.
I'm a little bit surprised today happened, but I could tell she was ready,
Mm-hmm.
and like this all she needed was just a little bit more time for Turner to just be a little older, and for her, just to start realizing there are things that you need to do to take care of yourself.
Yes.
I think that's what I remember when I first got started with Mother's Day Out. Megan was like, well, you have things that you do. You have things that like Rodan and Fields, or whatever it is that I like to do, kind of pursue little jobs here and there. And I think at the time I was still kind of helping out with my former company a little bit. So I had work to do. I had things that I needed to do in that time that I just couldn't have distractions with. And so she was kind of like, I don't even know what I would do during that time away, 5 hours a day, 2 days a week. And
rock in a corner.
I'll tell you what, you'll be filling up that time pretty quick.
I know. I'm excited. And today I'm going to go to Target for one of the first times without Turner.
What are you going to do today?
I'm going to go to Target, and I'm going to shop without this child grabbing everything and eating every snack that I put in the basket.
Yes,
so
it's so distracting.
I'm excited.
With a kiddo, because you have to like go through the toy section, and like what I do, it's like yesterday we were there and we went through the toy section, and he picked up what he wanted to pick up was a hula hoop that lit up.
Oh.
And he wanted to carry the hula hoop all around Target, and it was like, he was like roping me with it, and he would hold on to the hula hoop in the basket, and I would hold on, and I would pull the basket, and he'd go flying, and we were having fun with that for a while, but all fun things end in tears.
And it takes so much longer to get things done. Like, you can't just go in and grab a few things. It's like you have to get the cart, and you have to get a snack for them to keep them distracted.
And you're like, why did I come here? And it doesn't matter, because you'll find something to buy.
Yesterday at Walmart, I got this. Turner loves balloons, so I got him like this stick with a balloon on the end. And I'm walking through Walmart with him just banging my head. And you know what? We made it, and we got our supplies for school.
Whatever makes you happy.
Right, whatever gets you through the moments. But I'm just really thankful for this opportunity, and I am here to tell you that if you are struggling with the mom guilt like I have, or the anxiety that it gives you to drop your kids off with a stranger or even with family, that you're not alone. And honestly, I would love to talk to you about it. And I have a really good friend from college who I've reconnected with through this, because she posted something on her Instagram stories, and I reached out to her and I asked her about Mother's Day Out and how it was going, and she said that he was about to start, but she was really nervous, and I said I felt the same. So there are other people that feel like you do, because I have felt alone in this, that other people are able to drop their kids off at Mother's Day Out or pre-K or with a babysitter, or just like a stranger coming into their home and taking care of their kid. Like, that gives me so much anxiety, but I hope that one day I will get there. What's funny about this is that I used to tell my husband Zach all the time, every Friday night, we're having a date night, we're gonna get a babysitter, and he agreed. And I have been the one that has said no. And also, my husband works crazy amount of hours, so when he is home, I like to take the opportunity to spend it as a family. But that is my next goal, is to start working towards a regular babysitter or someone that can kind of help out, so that Zach and I can invest more into our marriage and not so much into Turner.
That's good. Baby steps. Mother's Day Out's a good way to kind of test the waters and see how they do. And I like too that you said before you had Turner, you were like, oh, this is how it's gonna be. This is my plan. Like, we're gonna have date night every Friday night.
I talked big.
And this goes. I posted about this the other day. I just want to tell, if you're a new mom and you don't know this yet, or if you're gonna be a mom or you're not a mom, or maybe you have 3 kids and you don't know this yet, but motherhood is all about slowly becoming that person you said you would never be. So just go ahead and accept that.
Because, yes.
Like, you talk your game before you have a baby, and then you just need to be okay with the fact that you're going to go back on some of those things and actually do them, and that's okay. You know what?
Yes.
It all changes.
It absolutely
do what works.
is.
Do what feels right in your heart. Your heart changes, when you have a baby.
It totally does. You don't realize how big this love is, and that you would give anything for this baby, and you would do anything to make them happy. And it's neat that Shelby and I are such good friends, even though we are so different in so many ways, but we are so similar in the fact that we love those babies fiercely.
Yeah.
Like, we love them with all of our hearts, but we get to joke about our differences too. Like, I get to give her a hard time because she's going to forget to bring snacks, which she already brought today, so I'm super impressed.
Because you told me I would forget. I was like, oh, I'll show you. Yeah, see?
Yeah, so...
we went to, there was open house at the school on Tuesday, and normally I would have not, I'm like, no, I'm not going to go to open house. Shepherd already goes to, I didn't go to the first open house. I'm just okay like that, I'm just that mom that doesn't go to open house.
And that's true, but this year?
I went because Megan was like, will you come? Turner's coming. And she didn't, I don't even think ask me. She asked if I was going. And I was like, you know what? I know that it would mean something to you if we showed up.
And it really did. It helped ease a lot of anxiety for me.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad I went. I was like, oh, we actually got to meet his teacher. And I knew of her, but I'd never shaken her hand. And Shepherd had never met her. That never occurred to me. Oh, he's going to have a stranger danger watching him at school. Maybe he would like to meet her first.
And I think it makes a difference.
Yeah, well, it did. And thanks for making me a better mom.
Well, I just give her a hard time, but she's a fabulous mom. I mean, she's amazing. I love watching Shelby with Shepherd. This has nothing to do with our topic, but she is such a good mom. And she made a post the other day about the repetition. She is so good about repetition. She's so good about that, and naming things that she sees, the words, and it's just built his vocabulary, which he said, by the way, vocabulary. And I was like, what? He is Turner's age. Turner can't say hi yet.
He's not Turner's age. He is 4 months older. That is significant. He is old. He will always be older and wiser.
No, that's what I just love seeing those two together. And Turner learns so much from Shepherd, which has just been such a neat process.
Yeah, this morning, Turner is, Shepherd's friend, as I said, but what I meant to say was Shepherd asks about Turner every day. He goes, Turner, friend, Turner, friend. And this morning when he was beating me up, he was like, Turner. He needed to go see Turner, and I was like, oh my gosh, you get to go see Turner. He's in your class. Like, he's going to be there in school.
Every Tuesday and Thursday. Cool. I love it. And that they get to grow up together and go to school together. And Shelby and I mean, this is just the beginning of our friendship. We've been friends for 4 years?
Yeah, something like that.
4.5. But now, I mean, it's so neat to raise your kids with someone that has the same kind of values, the same kind of sense of humor, and just we like she said, find that person.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the best way to wrap this up is find that mom that you can go through parenting with. First of all, find your girl, find your Megan. And also, if you've got something that you just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm that mom, I'm that mom who has this tendency, honor that and find someone who is that mom too and talk to each other about it.
Absolutely.
Don't play the comparison game
no.
I'm not like her. We are both guilty of it. I think us moms are all guilty of it because we want to be great moms. We want to do a good job, and we don't know what we're doing. So we're looking at everyone else and what are they doing? How should I be feeling? What kind of ideas have we put into our own minds that these expectations that we feel like we need to live up to? Just do what works best for you in your heart, and that is what is best for you and your family, and that's really all there is to it. So
that's awesome.
Thanks for being my girl.
Oh, I'm happy to be your girl. I'll always be your girl.
And I love you for being that mom.
I love you too.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
Bye. Thanks.